This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
I am recording this over Memorial Day weekend, and I apologize. I look like shit. I look like shit because I feel like shit. Dastardly cold all weekend so far. Cold, flu, I don't know what it is, but I'm just all congested. So this Memorial Day weekend, I really haven't showered. I haven't shaved. I've spent the weekend so far in the apartment with the dogs. My lovely bride doesn't feel well as well. So I apologize for that. Memorial Day weekend. So what, right? So what if I feel like shit? This weekend, on Memorial Day weekend, we think about those men and women from the beginning of this country who lost their lives, who died for us. Think about that. This weekend, Memorial Day weekend, and you're listening to this hopefully on Memorial Day, Monday. This is the only weekend of the year when here in America, we try to take time to think only of those who lost their lives, who died. This isn't Veterans Day. We don't think of every American who put on the uniform on Memorial Day weekend, though we always think of them and we always thank them. No, this weekend we think of only those who were killed in battle, serving, defending this country, those who lost their lives, those who made the ultimate sacrifice. It's this weekend that we think of them. You know, we have a lousy habit, I think, as a people in trying to include anybody and everybody and everything and anything that we celebrate. Trying to honor everybody. Everybody gets a trophy. Everybody did well. Everybody deserves a pat on the back. Everybody deserves a clap. Everybody ran the race and everybody gets a trophy. We do too much of that. I understand where it comes from. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We don't want people to feel bad if they came in second place or third place or didn't even place, or they got a B or a C or a C minus or whatever, and everybody can't get an A, right? It's this mentality, right? We want everybody to come in first. We want everybody to succeed. We want everybody to be recognized. We do way too much of that. Some people win and some people lose. Some people pass and some people fail. Some people get an A in class and some people get a B or a C. Deal with it. Live with it. We try so hard in America. We do this with our kids to make everybody feel good, everybody to be recognized all the time. That so many kids grow up into young adults, into teens, and then young adults and adults, and they don't know what it feels like to lose. They don't know what it feels like to not always succeed. We try so hard in this country to protect everybody from failure, that when they do fail, they don't know how to react. We do way too much of that, and we need to stop that. And this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we try to make it about everybody. We try to make it about every veteran. We try to make it about us. We try to make it about the country. It's a long weekend, so we make it about us having fun, barbecuing, hanging with friends, doing all of that. None of that. This weekend, Memorial Day weekend in America, isn't about you. It's not about your family. It's not about the barbecue. It's not about your friends. It's not about me. It's not about democracy. It's not about politics. And with all due respect, veterans, it's not about all veterans. This weekend, only this weekend, is only about those Americans who lost their lives, who were killed, who died, who made that ultimate sacrifice. And I hope that this long weekend, sometime over the course of this long weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I hope that amongst all the relaxing that you will do, it's the beginning of summertime, right? The family time, the pool time, the lake time, the boat time, the barbecue time. I really do hope that among all of this time, this long weekend, that you take some time, a little bit of time, some time to think about, to visit the grave of, to give thanks to those who lost their lives defending this country. From the very beginning, whatever the skirmish, whatever the war, the Iraq War, Vietnam, World War I, World War II, the Civil War, the Revolution, pick your war. I hope you take some time. Someone you know, a family member who was killed in service, a neighbor who was killed in service, someone from your community who was killed, an ancestor who lost their lives serving this country. I hope you take some time this weekend to think about them. That's what this weekend is for. Only them. The 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22-year-olds who were sent off to battle, who died at 21 or 22, who died and lost any and all future. Think about them. They who gave up their tomorrow so that we have today. Those men and women, those Americans who, it's always unsettling to say, who gave up their lives to defend the guy next to him, to defend this country, to defend freedom, to defend democracy, whatever it is, whatever it was, they gave it all up. They died in their 20s, they died in their 30s. You're listening to me right now, you're in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, and beyond. You're living a life, you've lived a good long life. It's this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, that we think of them. And this Memorial Day weekend, I'm thinking about, we're so divided as a nation. I truly believe we are. You've heard me say it before. I do believe it. I do not believe we've been this divided in America since just before the Civil War. I'm not a Johnny-come-lately to that. I said that when I first got elected to Congress 10 years ago. I believe that. I believe this country that we all love is dangerously divided right now. In this Memorial Day weekend, when we think about those who gave it all, who laid down for this country, that we now fight over every day, it's a daily political fight. That word, fight. How silly that sounds. Every day we fight, right? On Twitter we fight. On Facebook we fight. I go on CNN, MSNBC, and I fight. We all fight. We fight over the debt ceiling. We fight over the border. We fight over Trump. We fight over Biden. We fight over everything. Fight. Sounds kind of funny now, doesn't it? Not funny, haha. Odd, weird. Doesn't seem right to say that we fight every day. We argue. We get nasty and we get personal. We tear into each other. But this Memorial Day weekend, when we think about men and women who actually did fight, they really fought and they died fighting. It makes it seem like we're really not justified in saying that we fight every day. But that's one way you can look at it as well. This Memorial Day weekend, we think of the men and women who died defending our right, who died so that we can go at each other every day about Trump or Biden or the budget or taxes or healthcare. They died so that we are free to continue to throw shit at each other on social media. It's worth fighting for. I guess this Memorial Day weekend, I'm caught with that. I'm caught up with this notion that I will, and I want you to, hold tight to what you believe. Defend this democracy with everything you've got. It's easy, and I do this often. I get down in this political fight every day. Going on hard the past 7 years, ever since Trump got elected in 2016. I feel like every day I'm fighting as hard as I can to preserve and defend this democracy. I believe that. That's why I do what I do. But because I do what I do, and I do it every day, it's tiring, and I get down every day. And then I think about, and especially on a weekend like this, Memorial Day weekend, I think about the men and women who never had the opportunity at my age to fight for what they believed in because they were struck down when they were 22. So we need to carry on and keep fighting hard for what we believe in. We need to keep carrying on and fight hard, I think, right now in this moment in time to defend this democracy. And not everyone agrees with me, I understand that. But this isn't Republican versus Democrat. I think that's been out the window for a long, long time. I think this is all about, can this thing stay together? Can the democratic process hold? Can that thing, the democratic process, our unique democracy, this country founded upon an idea, the only country in the history of the world founded upon an idea. That idea is an idea that men and women over the past 200 some years have fought and died for, and we think of them this Memorial Day weekend. Can we keep it and hold it together? It's the question of our time. It's worth trying to answer that question. Now I've gone on too long. You understand what I'm saying. I hope you've had a relaxing weekend, and I hope that this long weekend you've taken time to think about the people we're supposed to think about, that we are obligated to think about this weekend, those who died for us. And I hope as you think about them, you are somehow, like me, reinvigorated in carrying on this fight. Not on a battlefield, but in this body politic. To defend freedom, to defend election results, to defend the vote, to defend democracy. Going to be a long fight. We're just a few years into this. We got to pace ourselves. But think about those who died for us. And let their sacrifice keep us firm and steadfast in this fight of our time to defend our democracy. Joe Walsh, thank you for listening. This is White Flag with Joe Walsh. A couple things. Go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube channel, White Flag with Joe Walsh. Doesn't cost you a thing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, White Flag with Joe Walsh. Do me another favor. I'm part of a movement called Starts With Us. I'm not asking you to let go of what you believe in. I'm not asking you to be any less passionate in defending what you believe in. But the country is dangerously divided, and somehow we've got to fight against this extreme division as well. Starts With Us is a movement designed to do that, to fight against extreme division in this country. It's a movement. Join. I've joined. Doesn't cost a thing. Go to startswith.us, startswith.us, and just join. Sign up for their weekly newsletter. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Again, we're blessed and we're fortunate this Memorial Day that so many men and women died so that we can be free. Carry on thinking of them. Thanks. Be brave.